two pre-video announcements for you today. Firstly, as usual, when we have these Sugar Daddy videos come out, we are going to be streaming tonight, 9 PM, twitch.tv/LollujoFM. Last night's stream was brilliant. You don't want to miss tonight's. It's going to be even better. But also, because of the fact I'm very conscious that we've not done an Atletico video for like 2 or 3 days, today's going to be a double Football Manager upload day. So in the 6:30 slot today, those of you who are watching this as it first comes out, there's going to be the next episode in the Atletico series as well. So we're going to have Sugar Daddy now, Atletico later, and then normal service will resume again from tomorrow. But make sure you come along to the stream tonight, 9 PM, twitch.tv/LollujoFM. You just don't want to miss it. They're so much fun. Hello and welcome to part 7 of the Sugar Daddy. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Cambridge in League One, and then also at home against Doncaster in the Checkatrade Trophy. Second round, I think it is at this point. The winner of this tie faces Manchester City under-23s in the next round. So we are getting to the meaty part of the Mickey Mouse Checkatrade Nonsense Cup at this point. Since you were last with me, things on the whole have been going rather well again. We've pretty much got League One sewn up already. We're 18 points clear with, 16 games to go, 18 games to go. So we're not giving up on that. We're still in the EFL Cup. We're into the semi-final of the EFL Cup, although we did lose the first leg of the semi-final against Burnley 2-0 away right at the end of the stream last night. So that's one of the reasons you want to check out tonight's stream. So we'll have the second leg of that in the stream tonight and hopefully turn it around and book a place at Wembley. We have already knocked Arsenal and Middlesbrough out of that cup after all. We've also been knocked out of the FA Cup by Leeds. And the big news, though, is the emergence of Kevin Chapman. Not me, Kevin Chapman, not the chairman, Kevin Chapman. The third Kevin Chapman has had a run of games. Bearing in mind he's useless. He's 1.5-star current ability, 1.5-star potential ability. He's 24 years old and previously never really played at any kind of decent level. But he has exploded into our team with 6 goals from 5 starts in the league, plus another 2 goals from 4 appearances in the Cup, including playing against Premier League opposition in Leeds and Burnley. So in his 9 appearances, he's got 8 goals and is averaging a 7.68 at the moment. No one understands why he's in the absolute form of his life, but he is one of the most prolific strikers I've ever seen explode into a first team. So hopefully he can keep that form going and it wasn't just a one-stream fluke. But this is a team that we're going to be playing against Cambridge in the first of our 2 games today. So we've got Vickers in goal, a back 4 of Scally, Vasberg, Mendes and Coyle. Da Silva, Lopez, Gonzalez and Turns are in midfield with Logan in behind Sharad and Chapman. Good old Chapman. Sharad is the artist formerly known as, what's his actual name? Ricardo Salvador. He got renamed by a very kind gentleman called Sharad, who made a sizable donation in the stream last night and got to rename a player, similar to how Matt Deakin became Matt Deakin. So that's who Sharad is, if you're wondering. Let's get into the game and hopefully continue in this amazing league form that we've been on. And we want to see goals on YouTube from Kevin Chapman. That's a big thing everybody's looking for. Obviously, some of you will have already watched the stream replay that was out this morning. If you haven't and you want to see the full story of the emergence of Kevin Chapman, you can check out the stream replay which released on the channel this morning. And we are going to make a conscious effort to do that with all the streams that we do. The replays will make it to YouTube, unless they go a little bit wrong, like the one we did last week did. I don't know what's going on with this part of my beardy moustache area. What just happened? Did we score a goal? I wasn't watching. I was too busy wondering why there was a gap in my beard just there. It came as an own goal. I need to watch the replay. Stupid having to watch. Right, so it's come from a corner, a Hugo Logan corner. We know he can hit a nice corner, and I mean, I would argue that was perhaps not an own goal. Whoever that guy was, it's highlighted Scally, but there was someone who was a little bit closer to it than that who it didn't highlight. I would say he got to the ball ahead of the whoever we're playing. Who are we playing? Cambridge player, but apparently not. Let's go and grab another one before half time. That's what everyone's after. So Turns through to Logan. Logan finds Coyle. Cross comes into Kevin Chapman, and It's saved. Oh, that would have been a moment. Logan with another corner. Ross turns, picks up the loose ball. What can he do with it? It's back to Coyle. We're building calmly from the back. And because of that, the highlight decided it didn't need to continue. Because who wants to build calmly from the back on a highlight? Hey, that's just boring. And I think, there you go, we're going into half-time at 1-0. I'm a little bit worried about Vosberg. His fitness is appalling, and I don't want to send him on another holiday, so we'll take him off at half-time and bring Calver on. Calver's certainly not a downgrade. He's another very good defender who's come through our youth team, so happy to have him in the team, and presumably the captain's armband's moved on to him, because it's usually him and Vosberg at the back together. Yeah, there you go. He's just picked up the armband. We'll just give him Mendes a bit of a run out today, because he's got potential. We just can't get him into the team because we've got Calver and Vosberg back there. We probably need to send Vosberg back to Tottenham or Arsenal. I can never remember which one it is he's on loan from. And just use our own players. But I can't quite bring myself to do it when he's a 4.5-star current ability player, because he's a bit good. Right, let's have another goal here. Logan finds turns to De Silva Lopez, and Sharad turns is in loads of space and finds Scally. Cross comes in, Logan's there and he scores. I think that's going to go. It has gone down as a Hugo Logan goal. I mean, he must have headed that with some oomph. I think it was a header. It looked like a header because it's gone straight at the keeper, but just straight past him. So there's your header. Oh, it's not hard, it's high. The goalkeeper must be about 4'8" and was stretching for it, but couldn't quite get his fingertips to it. And all he can do is divert it into the corner of the net. Cambridge haven't yet had a shot. We're an hour into this match and they've not had a shot. So despite the fact it's only 2-0, we are utterly dominating the game. The way we do most games at the moment. Hugo Logan's in again. He's enjoying being back in the team. There's been a long run of Muller playing in that attacking midfield slot, and the only time Logan really gets in the team is when he's playing deeper in midfield. But again, in the interest of just rotating the team a little bit today, Hugo Logan gets a start, and he's absolutely making the most of it. He delivered a really nice corner for the first goal, and he scored the next two. I don't know why it hasn't gone down as an assist for him, because it was a beautiful corner that he delivered. But I think it's fair to say Hugo Logan having quite a good game. Right, let's make another substitution. We're not going to take off Kevin Chapman. I'm desperate for him to score a goal for you. We will take off Gonzalez, though, and bring on Matt Deacon to play as the ball-winning midfielder for the final 20 minutes. And I mean, Kevin Chapman, he's not performing. This is making me sad. He's absolutely brilliant when we've not got the YouTube camera on. He loves the Twitch camera. He obviously doesn't. He likes to perform in the moment, but doesn't want it to be recorded for future generations. Right, let's take off Ross Turns because he struggles a little bit with fitness in the same way as Vosberg does. So we'll bring on Blackmore. And do we swap those two around? No, we'll leave Blackmore as the playmaker. And he's been pushed further and further down the pecking order up front with the emergence of Kevin Chapman. So despite Canedo going back to, I think Tottenham was his parent club, so Vosberg must be from Arsenal. Yeah, Canedo's gone back, but Blackmore's still really struggling to get in the team up front, so we're going to have to Burgess him and stick him in midfield and hope that he can develop into a decent midfielder. We've just beaten Cambridge without them having a single shot. I don't know if I ever remember stopping a team having a shot at any point in the match, ever. Such a dominant win for only a 3-0, but leaves us 18 points clear at the top of the league, going into this Mickey Mouse Checkatrade Nonsense Cup game against Doncaster, where we are going to rotate, so we're going to see a few more faces. We're going to rotate and hopefully book a slot against Manchester City under-23s, but I'm not that bothered if we don't. So our very rotated team for the Doncaster game then. We've got Bettinelli in goal, a back four of Hill, Booker, Owens, that's Kevin Owens, and Coyle. Matt Deacon, Gonzalez and Abrams are in midfield with Logan in behind Sharad and Big Kev again, because got to have Kevin Chapman in the team, and Sharad just seems mad to drop him when he scores as many goals as he does. I was tempted to bring Geordie Shaw in, but when I'm rotating as much as I am, I thought, well, we want the best possible striker alongside Kev, because we want Kev to have the opportunity to grab a couple of goals, and he's more likely to do that with a top striker alongside him. Right, Logan shoots from miles out, and it's collected rather straightforwardly by the Doncaster goalkeeper. Straightforwardly, is that a thing? Kevin Owens, by the way, we signed him just as a little silly thing on the stream where we were searching for players called Kevin Owens, and he was the only one that came up. He's a wrestler, for those of you who don't follow wrestling. Kevin Chapman's just scored an absolute screamer, by the way. Forget this Kevin Owens story. Kevin Chapman grabbing the limelight back again, and I still don't understand how he's capable of doing this. It's slotted through to him. Arguments of offside, but offsides don't apply to Kevin Chapman, and he's just absolutely thumped that into the back of the net. I don't understand how a player with his stats is scoring the amount of goals he's scoring. It absolutely baffles me, but he is. Back to Kevin Owens. We signed him purely based on his name. But my assistant manager has been giving me those reports that he gives me, telling me that he's got loads of potential and could end up as good as Mendes. So I think we've actually lucked out and got a decent player with good potential just based on searching for a silly name. Why does it look like I'm sat down on the floor? Let's adjust this a little bit. I don't know why the camera's pointing quite so far down. That's better. Oh, a little bit more room. I can move my arms around in here now. Oh, much better. Right, what's going on? We're winning 1-0 with a very rotated team. We've had 70% possession in the first half hour. That is ridiculous, especially for a rotated team like this one. I know we're good, but sometimes it's just silly how good we appear to be against opposing teams. I like the fact that the fans aren't taking this competition any more seriously than I am. Only 1,700 people have turned up to watch our reserves take on Doncaster. The fact that we got the opportunity to play Man City under-23s after this doesn't appeal to any of us. None of us are that keen to stay in the competition. We'll take a trophy if we get that far. We won it 2 years ago. But I refuse to try and win it. I'll happily let the reserves accidentally win it, but that's as much as I'm willing to commit to. Right, let's make a couple of changes. Sharard's going to come off and we'll bring on Geordie Shaw, because that was a change I was going to have in from the start. Logan, I would like to take off, but we don't have anyone who can drop back into midfield. Mark Hill. We could stick Kevin Owens out to left back. No, we're not going to bring Vosberg on. Why have I even got him on the bench? Undo. There we go. Matt Deakin, have a rest. We'll bring on Nwakili to be an attacking midfield player, and that will do for now. The bench is a little bit sparse of talent. I mean, we've got good strength in depth because we've managed to put this team out, but perhaps I should have had a few of the more regular first-team faces on the bench just so we had a little bit more strength on the bench, because as it is, it all looks a little weak, and that was just pathetic. Kevin Owens has scored an own goal, and I don't even know what he was trying to do there. If we have a look at this in 3D, they have the shot, it hits the post and just sort of sits there, and we've got all these players rushing at it, and somehow, despite it only being 3 Deeping Rangers players around the ball, it's managed to end up in the back of the net, and I just don't understand what's happened. Right, now we need to grab a winner. Coyle to Nwakili. Abrams, what a goal! I mean, he's a player who really should be getting more game time than he is. He's another one who's come through the Deeping youth system, has played a lot of games in previous seasons, but has been pushed down the pecking order by the amount of money we've spent this season. And I think that is Andrew Abrams sending a reminder that he actually needs to play a few more games, because he's not rubbish. Let's have a look at him. He's 22, 3-star potential ability. He's played a lot of games in previous seasons. I think we might need to rotate him into the team a little bit more often, because that's an absolutely beautiful goal. Right, let's make a final substitution. We'll bring Glessing on at right back and move the captain's armband onto Andrew Abrams to reward him for his goal. And hopefully that's going to be enough now. Nwakili, what can he do? Finds Logan, who gets behind his man. Geordie Shaw's there and hits the crossbar. Would have expected a little bit more from Geordie Shaw. Since the emergence of Kevin Chapman, Geordie Shaw hasn't been able to recapture his early season form. He looked like he was going to be the man for those first 3 or 4 games of the season when he was the one scoring all the goals, and he's just not really made it back to that point, as he's had to sort of battle for his place in the team a little bit more. I think he wants to be a first name on the team sheet every week kind of player, like Kevin Chapman is. Right, let's hopefully hang on. We do. We're through. We're going to be playing Manchester City under-23s in the next round. I don't know when we can possibly fit that game in. We've got so many games on over the next couple of weeks. So we play them there. So we've got I mean, we've got some big games coming up on tonight's stream, so you really don't want to be missing out on that. It's at twitch.tv/LollujoFM. Come along from 9 o'clock. The chat will be open from 8:30, so we can have a little chat, listen to some wrestling music, or maybe some non-wrestling music even, if I want to spoil you. And it looks like it's going to be good fun. Some Premier League opposition coming up. If you have enjoyed today's video, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.